Greetings and welcome back to Big Bacon's Collection. You don't know this, but I'm naked behind this camera. Woo-hoo-hoo! Just kidding. Anyways, today we're going to be looking at the G.I. Joe Walmart exclusive 1/8 scale retro carded Robert Grunt Graves. Try saying that 162 times fast. Bitch, you can't do it. So as always, we're going to look at the packaging. We're going to bust him out. Check out the accessories, check him out, check the articulation, gear him up, and get him on the shelf. So, a little bit of a warning up top, which I'm okay with. G.I. Joe, not a real American hero. Robert Grunt Graves, for copyright issues. Card art is very nice, very nostalgic. When they said retro, everybody assumed it was going to be the O-ring line. This is what they meant. The original style packaging. And honestly, this is beautiful. Plastic bubble. Now this is the issue everybody has with this line is these cards are a flippin' joke. They are made out of toilet paper with the ink holding them firm. On the back, once again, the back of these retro cards piss me off. A third of it is stupid script in various languages. Why? Because you got to cater to everybody who won't buy this, who will let it peg warm everywhere globally. The only little piece of cross sale that you get, and then a file card that's about as useful as the toilet paper it's printed on. This used to be all down here. That's right. Instead of a sentence, two sentences, it was a whole background, a whole story, a whole beautiful, beautiful monologue about who they were. And up here, it included things like rank, serial number, all that fun stuff. Now it's just the name, specialties, and where he's from. With two small little sentences that do not actually tell you anything about the guy. By the way, Columbus, Ohio, 82 miles from where I'm at right now. Gotta love that. I think this is actually the most local Joe in the series to me. So, what do you say we make a bunch of Minton card people cry? Oh, useless card, goodbye. And as if all that waste of space on the back wasn't enough, you could just put it all on here. Give us the card the way it used to be and put all of the warnings on here. Assholes. Anyways, here he is in the carbonite. Now there is a little bit of tape on this. These Joes... Okay, maybe I should preface what I was about to say. For the longest time, every single G.I. Joe was manufactured in China. Apparently, the retro line, after they stopped doing just the plain old reissues, moved production to Korea. So the plastic is different. The sculpts are different. I have no problem with that. The issue I have is with the plastic that they used. Because it's a very weak, very brittle plastic. And even attempting to take this guy out of the packaging, I risk breaking the figure. We're going to see if that happens. We're going to lightly attempt his articulation, and if something doesn't want to move immediately, it ain't moving. I'm leaving it as is. Okay. In the back here, we've got his stand. Now comes the fun part. Okay, hips are okay. The arms seem to be... Okay, so shoulders aren't bad. And he came out intact. So we're going to put them on the stand for now while we look at the accessories. So let's start with that accessory. The original 25th anniversary style stand. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm wrong. 2021 Hasbro, made in Vietnam. And it's not solid underneath like the original ones were. Made in Vietnam. Grunt. Okay, I gotta wait till we do the figure review for me to complain about that. So it comes with a backpack. Matches the color of his uniform. It's a almost military green. Got some texturing to it. Well sculpted pouches, overhang flap, buckles. It's a nice looking backpack. Got the helmet, which, because of its rubbery nature, is slightly bent in the package. But like the original 80s style, there's no design to it. It's got a slight raised lip along the front and sides, and it's got holes for things like face shields and comm units. We have a knife that is beautifully sculpted. Beveled edge with serration near the base, blood grooving. Paint is that reflective metallic silver, and the handle is in a separate color. I do have a slight paint mishap here, but I'm willing to forgive that. We have what appears to be an M9 9mm military handgun. Textured grip, slide, hammer, trigger. It's a very accurate looking piece. And since this is the very first thing I was ever taught in the military, we've got an M16. Look at that. The screw holes that attach the butt plate to the stock. Selector switch, magazine drop, the adjustable knobs for the rear sight. There's no split in the front sight post, which would have made it more accurate, but I'm still happy. Look at that, forward assist. The ejection port cover is closed. This is a beautiful piece. Well sculpted. Doesn't need the paint because, well, I mean, this is what they look like. Now, there is some, obviously, issues with how firm this is. And I'm afraid over time it might droop. Now let's look at the figure. Okay, a couple of issues I have with this figure. The sculpt on this is not bad. Now, I don't know if that's a molded in scar over the eye and on the cheek, or if that's just an issue with the mold, because he's kind of got it on this side too. Strong chin, big old nose, big bushy eyebrows. Eyes are done in there really nicely. Now, the hair and the eyebrows are really, really shiny, and he's put on way too much lipstick, so I'm guessing he just drank a Bud Light. He's got a green command sweater on, green camo pants, and a nice pair of what look like brown boots. All in all, it's a great looking figure. Now, that I hate. Put it on the back of the leg. Find a spot on the back of the leg to put that. Put it on his ass, because guess what? When I display him, he's going to be facing this way. I ain't going to see any of that. Sculpted pockets on the sleeves. Kind of match the color of the LBE, load-bearing equipment. Okay, anybody who served knows every LBE has a canteen. Got a holster on this side. Grenade. Got a knife strap. All in all, it's a fairly good looking figure. Now articulation wise. Our Father who art in Columbus, would you be thy name? Thy kingdom come, thy BCS1 on earth as it is in Ohio. Okay, so the head rotates. A little bit of up and down on it. Even has some tilt to it. But you could see just how hard it is. It's tight. Shoulder will not be articulated because I do not have the time to actually heat this up. Elbow articulates beyond 90, rotates at the elbow. Hands rotate. Vertical hinge on the left hand. Vertical hinge on the right hand. You know what? This might not be a terrible review after all. Arms will rotate all the way around. So arms come up to about 90. It's got a mid-torso cut, which allows for rotation. Bend forward, bend back, and even tilt. I believe I said this when I did my Stalker review. These are on point with what Classified does. Look at that out. Now they did go with the plastic pin in the hip instead of the metal. I do not like that. It makes it far more prone to breakage. Leg will kick. Okay, it's not wanting to. Yeah, there's a little bit of stress in there. Legs on these will kick to 90. Thigh cut for. Okay, do not press against that peg that way. The thigh cuts are. Okay, there we go. Rotate for. Thigh cut for rotation. Double jointed pinless knee will come up really high. Boot cut for rotation. Foot hinges back that far, which is incredibly far. Comes forward that far. Front facing pin for rocker. Oh my God, I made it through a review without breaking it. Let's get it onto the stand and gear him up. So, start with the little obvious things. We'll put the knife in the sheath, like so. And it fits in there really well. Pistol in the holster. Now the holster has been compressed, so you've got to push a little bit to get it down in there, but look at how beautifully it fits. Gonna throw the backpack on him. And it does just peg directly into the hole in the back, and it looks really good. M16. Come on, baby. Let's show them how it's done. Now, I actually ended up as a saw gunner in my unit, but I am familiar with the M16. It's a great weapon. I hear the M4 is better. I wouldn't know. My unit was a transpo unit. Yeah, so the weapon is more rubbery than the actual hands that hold it. So it takes some work, but you can get it into position. No. Hold the weapon. Yeah, look at the buttstock on that. Look at what I had to do to get it into place. So he will not be cross-holding it. He will be up-holding it. Assuming I can get it fully back into his hand. For fuck's sake. Figure, A+ figure. Accessories, appearance-wise, A+. Material, G-. Then a little bit of work. We'll get that helmet opened up enough to go down onto the head. And there you have it. My very first ever Grunt action figure. Let's get him up on the shelf, shall we? And there you are. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe, like, share, comment, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you all next time.